we live.
All right. Shalom, shalom.
Shalom.
All right. GmsLouisianaSaints. Back at you with another live lesson. All right. But before we get started, we're facing the east. And we're going to give all honor. This way. Give all honor and glory to
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Arakakadash.
All right. Double honors to the elders and apostles of the Great Millstone. Salutations and blessings to you, Akim, that's pushing this truth and sincerity. All right. To the four corners of the world. All right. And
Shalom.
Shalom. And pretty much, man, out here in Louisiana, man, a whole bunch of, anarchy, all right, and lawlessness is happening, all right, within the news, man, and out there in the public, all right, and pretty much, the police stations and around the world, really, to be honest, all around the United States are beginning to say that they're not going to take any type of police calls, all right, unless they be very serious, man. And what that's giving you, what that's letting you know is that 2nd Ezra's 15, all right, is coming to pass, man, all right, about, they shall want to go into the city, but they shall not want, but shall not be able to, okay. It also speaks about, the actions of the people shall be, the course of their actions shall be in their own hands, all right, which means that what it's going to be like what they call that Mad Max, that movie Mad Max, man.
Yep, apocalyptic.
Right? Apocalyptic, man. All right, but we're going to get into the scriptures, and Lord willing, it'll be edifying to whoever may be listening.
And I got a quick one for you. This is Isaiah chapter 24, verse 10. The city of confusion is broken down. Every house is shut up, that no man may come in.
That's right, man. The city of confusion is broken down, man. That's Babylon, America, man. All right? And that what else, what it says?
Every house is shut up, that no man may come in.
That's right, man. Every house is shut up, that no man may come in, man. All right? Meaning that people are going to be, locking their doors, all right? In fear of people trying to come and invade them, man. All right? You gotta go,
yeah, man. Hey, and if I can say, also, when this truth, when these rivers of living waters, when that famine of this word happens, man, all right, this house that the Most High has set up, that's going to be shut up, man, all right? You're not going to be able to come in and just see the prophets on the highways and byways preaching the word across the four corners. It's going to be a time, like the scriptures say, in that day be ye pilgrims on the earth, man. But it says, verse 11, Isaiah 24 and 11, there's a crying for wine in the streets. All joy is darkened. The mirth of the land is gone.
That's right, man. There's a cry for wine in the streets, man. And it's going to be cry for what? The truth, man. All right? The rivers of living water, man. All right? There's going to be a cry for understanding of why these things are happening. All right? Why all this tribulation is happening. Why is this place being judged, man? All right? But the prophets of the Lord have been out there telling you this whole time, but nobody wants to hearken. Nobody wants to listen. All right, because what? It's not happening on a wide scale, man. All right, that's why the scriptures tell us that what seek the Lord while He may be found, man. All right.
Yeah, and the Most High, He deals with a few good men, so He rules up the prophets, which is the remnant, man, the remainder. All right, to return unto this truth, and it's not many of us, man. It's not many individuals, which you would say the elect, all right, that can be on the same like-mindedness as yourself, man. That gives you a form of peace of mind, man, dealing with brothers, communicating with brothers, having brothers on your side that are like-minded towards your same cause or goal, man, which is to serve the Lord. But I got another one for you, bro. Just backing that up before we get into 2nd Ezra 15, let's get the article. It's Ecclesiastes chapter 7, verse 1. It says, a good name is better than precious ointment in the day of death than the day of one's birth.
That's right. A good name is better than precious ointment, man. All right. Setting up that, establishing your name now, man, by what? Doing the works of the Lord, man. All right. Making your name good with the Lord, man. All right. Making your spirit, all right, one with the Lord, man, by doing this work.
That's right. It says, it is better to go in the house of mourning than to go to the house of feasting.
That's right. It's better to go to the house of mourning, man. All right, the house of suffering, man. All right, and we're suffering, man. We're being patient, man. When you go into the word patience, all right, it goes into suffering, man. All right, having to wait, all right, for the Lord to come, man. All right, to having to wait for all these things to come to pass, man. To having to endure, all right.
Yeah, and that's and backing you up, bro. That's what basically um, keeps us in the house of mourning because we ultimately know Yahushua hasn't returned. Although we have the words to comfort him, we haven't seen Yahushua yet in the flesh. But ultimately, what else do we have? We have our brothers. We have this brother, that brother, that take on to the likeness of Yahushua that represent him, little pieces of him, man. All right? But it says, verse 2, it is better to go to the house of mourning than go to the house of feasting, for that is the end of all men, and the living will lay it to his heart.
That's right, man. That's the ending of all men, man. All right, the house of feasting. All right, and the house of feasting is a representation of the world, man. All right, and the house of mourning is the house of the Lord, man, the house of David. All right, and you have to choose what side you want to be on, man. Rolling with the spirit, which is the house of David, or or or, or the world, man, which is the flesh, man. All right,
Right? Because this is like we're going to get into, this is a world full of snares, a world full of traps, a world full of devices on every corner, seeping out of the concretes of these American streets, ready to devour us, man. Ready to devour the men of the Lord. So we gotta be on point. We gotta be on our A game because of the things that are happening around us, like we're gonna get into. This is just backing you up real quick because ultimately the Lord is dealing with that house of mourning because the wise are dead. And guess what? It says this, Ezekiel 9:4, and the Lord, in all caps, Yahweh, said unto him, go through the midst of the city, through the midst of Jerusalem, and set up. We're gonna say that Tav, all right.
yeah,
It might flags, but it set up upon the foreheads of the men that sigh. That sounds like the house of mourning, and that cry for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof. Not those men. Those men weren't given that exemption for making mirth and making happiness here in America, man. All right, we're this book is full of lamentations, mournings, and woes, and we operate accordingly off of this book, man. According to prophecy, the times that are ahead and the times that we're in, like the brother's gonna bring out, it's not no time for just laughing, going out having all this joy, caught up in la la land within yourself, man. Think about the cause that's at hand. It's spiritual warfare going on. When you have a warrior that's fighting on the battle, he's not thinking about, okay, well, my life beyond this. He's thinking about the goal ahead, man, to stay alive and to finish the mission. But it says, and to the others he said, in mine hearing, go ye after him through the city and smite, let not your eyes spare, neither have ye pity. And ultimately, all right, our eyes don't spare, neither do we have any pity to tell you the judgment of the Lord, man. This comes naturally off our tongues. It's a part of us because if we be of that elect, we're just operating in our lots that were before this, man, leading up into this lot, all right, being the greatest because we're about to ultimately see how it shine in the flesh. But it says, slay utterly old and young, both maids and little children and women. And we've been seeing all this here in America. The slaying of old and young, all right? Maids, little children specifically, because it's been a boom in basically child deaths, man, across America. You got it, brother.
a lot of deaths have been a lot of deaths have been taking place, man, and involving little children, man. All right, and that just proves that the Lord doesn't look at you know the outward appearance, man. It's the spirit that dwells within that child, man. All right. So a lot of the things that they may have done in the past life, they're paying for now, man. All right. That's why it's important for us to repent in these times, man, because anybody can get it, man. The Lord's on you.
That's right, bro. Hey, we continue on again. Ecclesiastes 7:3. Sorrow is better than laughter, for by the sadness of the countenance the heart is made better. All right, now look at the spirit of the Lord, man. Look what's behind us in the camera, man. What do you see behind us right now, huh? What were we just talking about? No, those children, man. About the Lord getting on children, man. Look what the Lord put behind us, man. A group of children, I guess it's Girl Scouts or Boy Scouts, man, just passed right behind us. But it says, Ecclesiastes 7:4, the heart of the wise is in the house of mourning, but the heart of fools is in the house of mirth. Yeah, man, and we see a lot of that within our, you so-called Native Americans, Latinos, and Negroes, man. Your heart, which is your mind, all right, is continually in this playful mindset, in this la la land mindset, in this complacent mindset, and you let Esau massage your back and give you a good massage with his philosophies. He's put all his indoctrinations in you. You sitting in that chair, Jake sitting in that chair, Esau behind you, massaging all those philosophies and dogmas in you, man. And you taking it and you piercing yourself with many sorrows, all right? And we see Jake continually getting pierced with these sorrows and not even knowing what the hell is going on, man. You got it, bro.
All right, this is Ecclesiastes 7:14. It says, "In the day of prosperity, uh, Shalaki, that's not the one.
I had a little bit more. I had a little bit more. It says, verse 5, it is better. Or verse 4, it says, the heart of the wise is in the house of mourning, but the heart of fools is in the house of mirth. It is better to hear the rebuke of the wise than for a man to hear the song of fools. You don't want to hear that song of fools, because the song of fools is vanity, man. It's vexation. It gets you nowhere. You steady can't cross one stumbling block. You can't even get over something small as not eating pork, man. Or you're not supposed to pop another man's wife. You just can't get over it. It's just such a demon on you that you just can't get over it, man. But it's the Lord that ultimately put that in front of you, man. And the Lord is putting these stumbling blocks in front of our people so they can get judged, man. And we're seeing it because the oppressor has an overhead idea and an overhead agenda on you, Jakes, man, and he's about to crack down on it. But it says, for as the crackling of thorns under a pot, so is the laughter of the fool. This also is vanity. You see? That's also vanity, man. It says, surely oppression maketh the wise man mad, and a gift destroyeth the heart. That's right, man. Yeah. And the oppression is making us mad, so that's why we're in the house of mourning. That's why we're frustrated. That's why we're continually seeking the Lord about our problems that's going on and that we're seeing. The abominations being done in the midst thereof. But you got it, brother.
I was looking for one, but pretty much, man, the scripture says, man, that in the day of prosperity, there's no remembrance of adversity, all right? And in the day of adversity, there's no remembrance of prosperity, man, all right? So right now, man, with, everything that's going on, man, there's not going to be, any remembrance, man, of this whenever it all comes down, when it all comes down to the wire, man. All right, when these plagues start to come out, all right, when judgment starts to go out, all right, there's not going to be any remembrance of all this folly and all this joy, all right, that people are indulging themselves in.
Mm-hmm. The Sirach 11, chapter 11, verse 25. In the day of prosperity, there is a forgetfulness of affliction.
That's right. There's a forgetfulness of affliction, man. All right. So whenever you living it up, all right, like people are right now, all right, they just now forgot what that they was underneath COVID-19. All right.
Yeah. Just say
the pestilence. The pestilence, man. When they had the pestilence, all right, what? They forgot that they got oppressed, all right, locked in their homes, all right, so forth and so on, man. All right. But now that they done got this little freedom, all right, they done forgot about all of that, man. All right. Go on up. What it says.
Sirach 11 and 25. In the day of prosperity, there is a forgetfulness of affliction, right. And in the day of affliction, there is no more remembrance of prosperity.
That's right, man. So when this Lord brings this affliction, man, you ain't gonna be worrying about all the joyous times that you had, man. When serious times get serious, all right, you gotta get with the program, man. All right, you're gonna get trampled over. All right, you come into some very serious times, man. So you gotta prepare yourself, man. As the elder was saying, man. All right, get ready, man. Build up yourself. All right.
That's right, and that's why you ultimately as well want to have a balance, because it said in the day of prosperity there's a forgetful of affliction. You don't want to be like that, man. All right, you don't want to All right, only call unto the Lord when you're up, when you're prospering, man. All right, or when you're getting good benefits in your life. You want to call upon the Lord whether you up or whether you down, man, because that ultimately shows your integrity. Or you want blessings and this and that. All right, when you're low, when the Most High made you low, but when you was up, when the Most High exalted you, you forgot about the Most High, man. That's why we say. That's why the Most High ultimately said, "Take no thought for tomorrow, man, because the evil is enough for the day. It's sufficient for the day." All right. So we ultimately call upon the Lord whether we down, whether we up. We had that balance. Give me neither riches nor poverty. But you got it, huh? I got a little bit more slack here. It says, verse 26, for it is an easy thing unto the Lord in the day of death to reward a man according to his ways.
That's right. It's an easy thing for the Lord to reward a man for what?
I'm going to read it one more time. This is the book of Sirach, chapter 11, verse 26. For it is an easy thing unto the Lord in the day of death to reward a man according to his ways.
That's right, man. To reward a man according to his ways, man. All right. So that means that the Lord will give you your portion, man. All right. Depending on how you live your life, man. All right. In those times, man, the decisions that you made, all right, the Lord's gonna reward every man according. All right.
Wait, I got some more.
All right.
This verse 27, it says, Sirach 11 and 27, the affliction of an hour maketh a man forget pleasure, and in his end his deeds shall be discovered.
Man. Just like that, man, you can forget about everything, man. All right. You know what I'm saying? Just like that, everything can turn. All right, on the drop of a dime, man. All right. And that's how it's gonna be, man. All right, because the scripture says a thief in the night, man. That's how everything is gonna flip upside down, man. All right.
Hey, and that reminds me, we get it real quick. Right. I'm gonna read it one more time. Sirach 11 and 27. The affliction of an hour maketh the man forget pleasure, and in his end his deeds shall be discovered. And ultimately, get Revelation 18 and 10. America is gonna say how great that poor Babylon has in 1 hour, man, been brought to naught. Because that's the example right there, saying that'll make you forget your pleasure. Because look, within a short time that the Most High is gonna bring these calamities upon the shores of America, the inhabitants thereof are gonna forget that American way of life. They're gonna forget that White House picket fence, that American dream. That's gonna turn into savagery. That's gonna turn into anarchy. That's gonna turn into all-out pandemonium, man. What the brothers gonna read in that article, man. All-out pandemonium and terror on these streets, man. It's gonna go from planning my 401k, thinking about getting married, having kids, that White House with the picket fence, investing, saving something for my grandkids, going on vacations, to, man, what am I gonna eat? I'm thinking about eating my daughter's leg. I'm thinking about literally eating myself, man. That's what's gonna get cannibalism. It's gonna be 70 AD on steroids, but you got it, brother.
Yep. What is that? 18 and 6. You on that stuff?
18 and 10. Just bagging up the point real quick. Right. Babylon's gonna be destroyed in that short period of time, man. All right, that's why the Most High describes the day of the Lord as a thief in the night. You got it, bro.
All right, this is Revelations 18 and 10, real quick. This says, standing afar off in the fear of her torment, saying, alas, alas, that great city Babylon, that mighty city, for in 1 hour is thy judgment come, man. All right, and that's what these other countries, all right, are going to be saying, man, when Babylon gets destroyed, man. Because what? Babylon is pretty much the staple of wickedness, man, and entertainment, all right, and all the things that are going on within the world, man. That's wrong, all right. But you have it up.
Hey, and if I can say it, because all the leaders of Babylon, you see the leaders. Like, we're going to get into one of the main leaders, all right, in this portion of the United Snakes of America, all right, one of the main leaders that beguiles our people, all right, that decrees unrighteous decrees, and with the pandemonium that we've been seeing, particularly in the New Orleans area, here's what this guy had to say, this unwise king, all right? But it says, this is an article from Newsbreak. It says, Governor Edwards says National Guard will not go to New Orleans now. Back and forth between the Brotherhood through the spirit of prophecy. and how about Shimmy Shah, we've been seeing the things that's been going on, particularly, all right, in the New Orleans area, Baton Rouge area, Lafayette areas, all right, Southwest Louisiana, Lake Charles, and so on and so forth. In this particular area, New Orleans has heightened of crime rates, which we're going to get into, burglaries, armed robberies, and even to the point where I think this guy spoke out. It made headlines. I forgot this guy's name, but he spoke out and he said maybe the National Guard should come down here, and it made headlines. So this is what Governor Edwards had to say about it. It says many citizens in New Orleans are absolutely fed up with the crime in their city. And one city council member, okay, it was a city council member, it says, and one city council member said this week that maybe it's time to think about something drastic. And the something drastic they're talking about is draconian laws, martial law, all right, send the National Guard and send the Navy and send the Army and send a backup because it's getting too outrageous with crime, armed robbery, rape, rob, and murder. All right, now here's what one of the chief kings here in Babylon, all right, which is America, okay, which will be that of the rank of a governor, all right. He will be kind of equivalent to a Roman emperor, man. All right, reincarnated, okay, because of the acts. We see it in his spirit in the acts that he's doing, man. He's not for you Israelites. He's decreeing unrighteous decrees, and he's for the so-called NWO, Georgia Guidestones, because you see it in his actions and his vibration, man, through the spirit. But it says, Councilman Oliver Thomas suggested that perhaps the National Guard might be needed to curb violence in a city that has shot up drastically in the last year. All right. So since basically like you was going into that pestilence has came on the scene has risen, it's gone down and subsided, risen back up, and it fluctuates, man, out here. All right. But with that, you have jakes that are wanting to be in this house of murder, the house of partying, the house of bullshit, the house of just continually not being aware of what the Most High has planned for this place, man. Being void of judgment, which will be a reprobate, man. But it says WDSU says that there has been a set. Salaki, it says WDSU, which I guess a news outlet, says there has been a 37% increase in fatal shootings from June 2021 to June of this year. Another crime is up as well. There has been a 28% increase in armed robberies in the same frame and a 7% increase in carjacking. And you've been seeing this in a city that is plagued with violence, but this violence has also been televised, man. It's been televised nationally, so the world knows what's been going on in this particular city in Louisiana. So here's what the king, all right, the unwise king had to say. It says, John Bell Edwards will not call in National Guard to help with New Orleans. It says, here's a link to a change.org petition for people wanting the National Guard to be deployed to help stop the violence. So they're trying to combat this unwise king, man. All right, and basically, like through the spirit, we know brothers. They're saying this. They're trying to force chaos, man. Force violence. Yeah. All right, so they can come with that order, man. Yeah, all right, you got it, brother.
Man, they're trying to. Again, they're trying to, like the brother said, man. They're trying to continue, continue to let the chaos ram about. All right, so what? So they can push that order out of chaos, man. All right, they got chaos, so it needs order. And the solution is what? To put the National Guard out there, the Army, all right, or whoever it may be, all right, yeah, to trample down the Israelites.
And their solution is ultimately that Quran, man. Yeah. That's the this guy, man, who we're reading about. He knows what the agenda is ahead for Louisiana, man. Yeah, he just playing. That's right, brother. You got it, brother. I got your precept. You got it. It's Revelation 12:12. It says, "Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea. For the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time." Man.
Yeah, man. We have a short time, man. All right. We see all the signs, man. All right. And starting off with the rich elite bankers, all right, the Rothschilds, the Rockefellers, they know the scriptures, man. All right. That's the ones. That's pushing, having these mayors, senators push all these laws.
That's right,
All
brother.
right, so all of these, so they can try to move with their agenda, man.
That's right,
All
brother.
right.
And they even playing it like they say the city councilman spoke out and said what we should have National Guard, right? And they made headlines. They're playing the chess like that because they got him against Bell. They knew this story was gonna come out where he said he's not sending the National Guard. These guys are probably buddies behind the
Oh
scenes.
yeah, definitely, man.
You gotta read between the lines, Jake.
Yeah, man.
You got
They think just because they see two people on the TV, man, that everything is true, man. But the scriptures say, the simple believe it every word.
Yep, I'm about
You
to
know
get
what
it.
I mean? The simple believe it every word, man. All right, and this devil has been telling us nothing but lies. All right, since the beginning of time, man. All right, deceiving our people. All right. So what makes you think he's gonna tell you, all right, the truth now, man? After all of this time, after all of the slaughter, the killing, the murdering, and everything that he's done. All right.
Right.
You got it out. You got it out.
Ooh, I'm gonna start from 13 because this is going back into when we brought up about the house of mourning and the house of mirth. This is Proverbs 14 and 13. It says, "Even in laughter the heart is sorrowful, and the end of that mirth is heaviness. The backslider in heart shall be filled with his own ways, and a good man shall be satisfied from himself. The simple believeth every word, but the prudent man looketh well to his going."
Yeah, man. The prudent man looked as well to his going, man. You look at the track record of this devil and seeing
Right.
all the
The blood, the
yeah,
trail of blood he's left,
yeah,
man.
yeah, yeah.
Everywhere he goes, blood follows him, man.
Yeah, man.
Blood, rape, rob, murder. His like they say, what they say, his reputation precedes him, man. He's got a history of being that same devil, coming the same way, persecuting the same people, trying to take the same blessing, man, that he lost, man. But that's the spirit that the Lord put in him. But the Lord said, what? The spirit which is lifted up is not upright in him, man. But you got it out. Oh, I got a little bit more for you, brother. It says, "A wise man feareth and departed from evil, but the fool rageth and is confident." Ooh, loud and wrong, man. Like you confident in bullshit. You confident in vanity. You confident in something that's not gonna come against the will of the Lord, man. That's Esau, man. He's raging and he's confident, man. Look what he's about to perform. All right, those left-handed miracles upcoming on the planet Earth, man. And we see it. We see your curveball, Esau. Starting with this, let me get a little bit more in this article. All right, title of this article: John Bell Edwards will not call the National Guard to help with New Orleans crime. All right, it says there's no shortage of stories of horrific crimes that have happened just this year. There was just a case a week or so ago of a grandmother who was killed by a shooting incident at a graduation ceremony, which we heard of. There's been also multiple cases similar to this one, man. Carjackings, like they said, armed robberies, murders, man. Wild bar fights, man. Chairs flying everywhere. You don't know if you go into establishment, how you gonna come out of that thing, man? You don't know how hectic it's gonna get, man. All right.
With all these mass shootings that been going on, man, you don't know if you'll step into this, like the brother said, this business without it being shot up, man. All right. As the scripture says, uh, the love of many shall wax cold, man. All right. And each and every day, man, we see this, man. All right. We see this each and every day, man. And people are just getting more desensitized to it, man, because it's being published in the news, man.
That's right, man.
All right.
And Lord willing, from the brothers out there in New Orleans, the Lord seal the brothers and destroy that place, man. And we know it's gonna happen, man. Just as it happened in Sodom and Gomorrah, man. The Lord sealed the righteous, all right. And then what? Destroyed the land thereof, man. That was committing all those abominations, just as in the time of Noah. The Lord sealed the righteous, all right, and protected his seed. And that flood, which was a water, all right, now it's going to come back as that second death of nuclear fire, man, and destroy this place for the transgression. But it has a little bit more. It says, another example of the crazy nature of criminal activity in the city. Get that second and 15 now. Because it's going to lead up into it. It says another. I got it. I'm gonna get it for you. It says another example of the crazy nature of criminal activity in the city is a wild show of burnouts where people were even seen walking on the New Orleans Police Department cruiser, man. When we saw that article, Jake doing burnouts in his car, you got a helpless squad car in the middle of all this turmoil, in the middle of all this stuff going on, helpless, man.
Hey, that's the spirit, man. You heard the
Yeah,
you heard the siren in the background, man. And that's what you're gonna. That's gonna be a common sound in that day. And you know what? To be honest, to be truthful, that you might not even hear that sound because those people are gonna be what attending to their own family, man. They're not gonna be worrying about trying to save somebody else, and they got their own family to worry about. That's how serious and what kind of time we're coming into, man. All right.
Yeah, and this is the final portion of it I'm gonna read. It's just a tweet. Adding on to the article, it says a woman had her arm ripped from her body. A woman had her arm ripped from her body during a carjacking. Murders, carjacking, shootings, and now this. NOLA is as bad as Chicago, NYC, St. Louis, and they, they said John Bell Edwards declined, saying he is not going to have the National Guard fill out the role of law enforcement in the city. He says they are soldiers, not law enforcement. He spoke to reporters following a public speaking engagement during New Orleans. So he's saying, oh no. He's basically being crafty with it, man. You got to see this devil. He's being crafty, saying that they framing mischief by law. He's being crafty, saying, wait, the time is not yet. When I get the order from my higher ups, then I'm gonna come in. I'm gonna move in. I'm gonna move him with the order, but it's not yet. He's being a crafty devil, man. Because we know that by him saying, "Oh, they're soldiers," they're not. Which one? I'm gonna get it for you. By him saying they're soldiers, they're not law enforcement. Psalms 94:20. They're soldiers, they're not law enforcement. He's saying what? We're gonna let the violence increase until there's no choice but to send them in. There's no choice but to say, "Hey, man, forget whatever role you play. We need you to go in there and fulfill our agenda, man." All right? Because those soldiers that come in, you're gonna have all types of invasions, man. They're gonna be a part of this government and those UN troops, man. Those multiple invasions that are coming on this American soil and destroy this place, man. All right? But that was it on that. You got it up?
All right, Don. This is Psalms 94 and 20 says, uh, it says, shall the throne of iniquity have fellowship with thee, which frameth mischief by a law? All right. So Esau, either man, he frames mischief by law, man. He causes a problem, right, to be able to suppress you, man. All right, to keep you in chains, to keep you down low, man. All right.
Right.
To ultimately, all of this is leading to take away your rights, man. All right, which you really never had, but that they like to give you the illusion that you do have them, man. Right? But in reality, America is a corporation, man. Right now, they're starting to cash in, man. They're starting to cash in on it, man.
Cash out, too,
Yeah.
because this place is going to be made desolate.
Yeah.
Hey, but just backing you up, right? Because even his capacity to be able to come in and say things as he does in that governing capacity, that's framed by law. They got laws to how you can move and how you can't move as a governor, man. So by him being able to, okay, have this press conference here, right? Oh, the governor is speaking at this time. You notice they always put the spotlight on it. That's him operating in his capacity, but how that is framed and shift is by law, man. All right, he has certain duties that he can do as a governor, man. So the things that he's saying and them holding the weight that it does, as framed by law, man. So in this society, it's all snares, all traps, man. That's why we ask the Lord to get us out of this place, man. This society is filled with layers and layers and layers of red tape, layers and layers and layers of chains, man. So once you unlock one chain, you got to get the combination to another chain in the society, man. And then another chain. And then you see, there's the end right there. And then when you come down to the end, it got even more chains under there, man. That's what this society does. But you got it. I got it.
Nah, man, this place is like this place is just an illusion, man, a mirage, man. All right, they take they take the good dream to the stick. You know how they have the stick put on your back, and then in the front they have the cheese hanging with the food, and they continue just running in the race to try to get to it, but they never get to it. That's America, man. All right, you constantly running, All right, but you're never gonna get that, man. All right, you're never gonna get that American dream, man. All right, but you have
I got you cooking, brother. This
right,
Haggai 1:6. Ye have sown much and bring in little.
right,
Ye eat, but ye have not enough. Ye drink, but ye are not filled with drink. Ye clothe you, but there is none warm. And he that earneth wages to put it into a bag with holes.
that's right, man. So you running this red race, all right, but you're never gonna have enough, man. All right. Right now they're complaining about what the average of the average minimum wage is not enough to sustain the average family now, man, because of gas, food, all right, other things, healthcare, all of that stuff, man. Everything is going up.
That's right. You ain't gonna never have enough, and the devil ain't gonna never have enough for you. So
That's
our
right.
best bet is to serve the Lord, man. Call upon the Lord, man. The Lord is gonna make a difference and a change in this land, man. All right, He's gonna deliver His elect, His righteous, man. So all the hope we have, give it toward, give that effort towards the Lord. All right, but this is back in Isaiah 10. All right, this is Isaiah 10:1. This is going in on Esau again. Woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees. Get that word decrees, huh? You can speak on it. Woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees and that write grievousness which they have prescribed.
That's right, man. Woe unto you that decree unrighteous decrees, man. Unrighteous laws, man. All right, traps to try to set up the people to further set up your agenda, man. All right, we see the movies, man. All right, we see the different movies, the spiritual movies that you put out there, man. All right, uh, 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 man, like what is it? I Am Legend, all right, The Road, all these things, man. Purge, all right. With the people at the bottom, this place destroyed.
Yeah.
We know that's what you want, man. All right, but it ain't gonna happen though. You have no one.
It says to turn aside the needy from judgment
Right.
and to take away the right from the poor of my people. Notice who he's putting his wrath towards, man. Who's Esau is putting his wrath towards, the poor of the Lord's people, which are Israel, man. He's putting all his focus, all his might to destroy our people, man. That's what he wants to do with this Georgia Guidestone's agenda, man, with this Quran. All right, he's looking to destroy our people, our nation of people, and have total control and be the most high to us, man. All right, and 2/3 are gonna be burned in that lake of fire. All right, and the elect will be beamed up and saved. And your other heathen nations, starting with Esau, Edom, you're gonna be burnt up in that lake of fire. Esau, Edom, we're gonna seek out you at least from the clefts of the rocks. All right, and drag you into justice, man. That's real justice. Like when Esau go in and have a gang of law enforcement on Jake and come out and drag him out of there, man. That's what we're gonna do to you, Esau. Then you're gonna be exterminated after a 1,000-year period, man. But it says, and what will, like it says, that widows may be their prey and that they may rob the fatherless. And what will ye do in the day of visitation and in the desolation which shall come from far? That's right, man. Because those nuclear missiles are going to be shot from the ends of the world, man. All right? They're going to come from far and destroy this place, but within that place, that's why the scriptures say the earth is rocked to and fro like a drunkard. Like a drunkard. But within this place, within this society, is going to be anarchy, civil war. All right? It's going to be uprisings of the people, which we're going to get. All right? And I'm going to get it for you. All right? This is verse 3. It says, and what will ye do in the day of visitation and in the desolation which shall come from afar? To whom will ye flee for help? And where will ye leave your glory?
That's right, man. Who you gonna flee to for help in that day, man? So, all right, 2/3. All right, you won't have no place, man. All right, because what you sow wickedness, as that's the scripture that we have brought up before, man. All right, every man is gonna be given this portion to what he's done, man. All right, and that's the reason why we're striving so much to try to be on a good accordance with the Lord, man.
That's right.
All right, so that way we'll have that hedge around us for when these things happen, man. Which they already happening, man. But they just when the Lord really turn up the heat, man. All right, when you let the full wind produce, man. All right.
I got you a quick one out. It says that ye may be. This is Philippians 2:15. That ye may be blameless and harmless, the sons of God, without rebuke, in the midst of a crooked and perverse nation, among whom ye shine as lights in the world.
That's right, man. We shine like lights in the world, man, because we're doing the work of the Lord, man. All right, we stand out like a sore thumb, all right. But the rest, but everybody else, man, they in darkness, man. All right, you able to see what they're about, man. All right, about what they do, their action, the way they speak, the way they conduct themselves, so forth and so on.
That's right. It says, holding forth the word of life, that I may rejoice in the day of the Mashiach, that I have not run in vain, neither labored in vain.
Yeah, run in vain, neither labor in vain, because you stay true to the word, man. All right, you stay true to this to the calling, man. All right, you continued in the faith. All right. Let's see. You got any more there?
I got a quick one. It's Psalms 19:5. It says, I'm going to start at 1. It says, the heavens declare the glory of the Most High, and the firmament showing his handiwork. And that glory, that firmament, that was laid out by Yahushua and the hopeful elect, man. All right? 144,000. It says, day unto day uttereth speech, and night unto night showeth knowledge. There is no speech nor language where their voice is not heard. That's the truth, man. All right? There's no speech nor language because this has gone out throughout the four corners of the whole earth, man. Like it tells you Revelation 7:9. All right, language, peoples, tongues of Israel. It says the line is going out throughout all the earth, and their words to the end of the world. In them hath he set a tabernacle for the sun, which is as a bridegroom coming out of his chamber and rejoicing as a strong man to run a race. And ultimately, we're that bride that's going to be meeting that bridegroom, man, coming out of that chamber, man. And we're running that race as well to meet the Lord, man. The Lord has finished his courses up in the heavens, awaiting to come and unleash havoc on this place, man. Pertaining to 2nd Ezra, the 13th chapter. All right, he shall lift up neither sword nor instrument of war. So he's coming back as an angelic being, and us, we're being made unto the liking of Yahushua, man. We're gonna be made into from terrestrial, which is early to celestial, man. All right, heavenly, man.
I got one.
You got it, brother.
This is Colossians 1:23. If we continue in the faith, grounded, settled, and be not moved away from the hope of the gospel which ye have heard and which ye preach to every creature which is under the heaven, wherefore I, Paul, am made a minister. Man, the Lord is going to reward us for staying grounded and staying fast in this truth. Right? He's going to give us that crown of life, man. All right.
Yeah, that crown of life, we're going to go from terrestrial to celestial, man. Because if I made a mistake, Salaki, that terrestrial is earthly, man. Celestial is heavenly, man. We're going to go from earthly to heavenly, man. You got it, brother.
All right. That was it on that one.
Yeah, we're getting to that 2nd Ezra 15 because it's going back to the topic at hand, man. All these uproars of the people, it's not going to be nothing nice, man. We're seeing small glimpses of it, and the Most High is going to totally be like onto a thief in the night on this place, man. 2nd Ezra 15, you got it, brother. Chapter 15, verse 15, it says, verse 14, it says, woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draw nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands.
That's right, man. One people shall stand up to fight against another with swords in their hands. In the modern day sword, all right, is the gun, man. All right, assault rifle, pistol. All right, but that sword can also be, any killing instrument, man. All right, so a lot of people, all right, in that day are going to be, seeking to fight against each other with swords in their hands. So, man, any forms of battle, all right, they're going to be out there dishing it out, man, all right, against one another, all right.
That's right, man. I'm going to get you a quick one. It's Isaiah 19:1. The burden of Egypt. Behold, the Lord rideth upon a swift cloud, and shall come into Egypt, and the idols of Egypt shall be moved at his presence, and the heart of Egypt shall melt in the midst of it. And I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians. This is, hey, check to see if the volume goes out. I'm gonna read it one more time. It's Isaiah 19:1. The burden of Egypt, behold, the Lord rideth upon a swift cloud, and shall come into Egypt, right, man? Because ultimately, Yahushua is going to visit this place, all right? Spiritual Egypt, America, crack those clouds, and deliver this place. It's just judgment, man. How long, Lord? It says, and the idols of Egypt shall be moved at his presence, and the heart of Egypt shall melt in the midst of it. Right, man, because this society is going to be, it's going to melt up at the sight of the Lord. It's going to melt up with fervent heat, with those nuclear missiles. And it's going to melt because all these philosophies and dogmas are being pulled down, man. Are we sounding on that? All right, it says, verse 2, and I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians, and they shall fight every one against his brother, and every one against his neighbor, city against city, and kingdom against kingdom.
That's right, man. This place is divided, man. This place, you can see it now, man. All right, so what more in that day, man, when there's no, there's no laws, man. All right, there's no order. There's nobody stopping. All right, the disorder. All right, what is that gonna bring, man? All right, these people are already torn. These people are already torn, man. All right, they're not on. They're not in their agreements with each other. All right, at all, man. All right. So when it hits the wire, man, when she hits the wire, all right, it's gonna get real ugly, man. That's right, all right. And you're gonna need the Lord in that day, man. There's no way else making it out of here, man. You can be the most fit athlete. You can have all the guns you want to, man. If the Lord's not on your side, man, you're not gonna make it out of there.
Right, man, because the spirit of Egypt has fallen, man. Like it's gonna say, Isaiah 19:3, and the spirit of Egypt shall fail in the midst thereof. All that Americanized juice, all that wine is gonna fail you, man. Like the scripture says, it's gonna be a cry for wine in the streets, man. All right, all that folly, all that turning up every weekend, all that getting your hair done, all that I can shoot out and go to this state, that state, take this plane, go to that plane. Nah, man, that's gonna fail, man. All your philosophies and idol worship is gonna fail. It says, and I will destroy the counsel thereof, and they shall seek to the idols, and to the charmers, and to them that have familiar spirits, and to the wizards, and the Egyptians will I give over into the hand of a cruel Lord, and a fierce king shall rule over them, said the Lord of hosts.
Hey, man, that's it says a fierce king shall rule over them, man. That's Bible, man. All right, and the rest of these other people that are in a position of power, man, over our people.
Edom, man.
Yeah, over our people, man. All right. So the fierce king being ruled over us and forcing us to do all these wicked acts, man. All right, that's the reason why this place is facing the things that it's facing.
Hey, and an example is that guy JBL, man, a governor, man.
Oh yeah.
That cruel Lord, man. Literally, he's saying what? I'm not putting the National Guard down. They're soldiers. They're not police officers. Well, your police officers are saying that they're short on pay, that they can't go out because of gas. Well, it would seem like they would need some type of backup, but they're trying to force that chaos so they can come in with the ultimate order, man. They're tired of playing games with you, Jakes. You're not gonna see videos of Jake just burning out and a police officer just standing idly in the middle of that for too much longer, man. It's gonna be all out martial law and anarchy.
Yeah, because they're feeling the effects too, man, and they're ready to pop too. All right, the people that's on the law enforcement, man, all right, they fed up too, man. All right, so they ain't gonna wait. When they get that order, they ain't gonna wait to wanna shoot. To get the order to shoot anybody on sight, man, that's looting or doing anything. They want you to be out of order, man. All right, so they can decree those unrighteous decrees, man. Shoot them on the street. Shoot them, man. Anybody that's looting, go ahead, just shoot them.
That's right, bro. Got a quick one. 2nd Ezra 13:31, and one shall take to fight against another, one city against another, one place against another, one people against another, and one realm against another.
All right. So what people, nations of people against other nations of people, man. All right. One realm versus another realm, man. All right. South Louisiana versus North Louisiana.
Hey,
you know what I mean?
Right, bro. The Holy Angels versus Esau's Space Force, man. All right. The Holy Angels versus Esau's naval ships, man.
Yep.
All right. on all realms. But it says, and the time shall be when these things shall come to pass, and the sign shall happen which I showed thee before, and then shall my son be declared, whom thou sawest as a man ascending. Ooh, that's right, man. Ascending, because like it tells you in the book of Acts, all right, Mount Olives, he was taken up. The same way we're gonna see him return, man. All right. So ultimately, we're gonna see the Lord, but we just have to be patient, man. We just have to be waiting and hoping on the right hand side for the things to come, man. But let's get back in 2nd Ezra 15. This is the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 15, verse 16. It says, "For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power."
The course of their actions shall stand in their power, meaning that, as the governor said, man, we're not gonna we're not gonna tend to these lawless acts that's going out.
Right.
All right. So what, man? That's gonna it's like a snowball going down the hill. It's gonna continue to get bigger and bigger. The situation will continue to get bigger and bigger, and it's gonna roll out of control, man. All right, right into Jacob's trouble.
Right, bro. Right. They're not gonna. They're literally not gonna regard you, man. Yeah. In their action and in their voice, man. They're gonna be speaking of these things, man. Whatever it is, whatever is lawless, we're gonna take matters into our own hand. You want to team up? You want to join up with me? We're going down here and get this food. We ain't worried about the police. That's gonna be the talks, man, and the quarrels, man. But it says, "For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power, taking matters into their own hands." But it says, "A man shall desire to go into a city, and shall not be able."
That's right. Man shall desire to go into the city and shall not be able, man. All right. And a lot of people, all right, in New Orleans, some of the brothers out there, man, they were speaking about how in certain areas where you get to a red light, all right, and if it's nighttime, you get to a red light. Most of the time, they California roll across it, man. All right. They don't fully come to a stop because what? A lot of people are doing carjacking, man. All right, stealing people's cars, man. All right, you can't even stop at a red light, man, without somebody trying to jack you. All right, you can't even pump gas without somebody trying to sneak in your passenger side door. All right, and shoot up and stall off with your car, man. All right. So all of this is starting to spread, man, like cancer, man. All right, it's starting to spread. All right, and the wickedness of these politicians and all of this like that. People are starting to realize that they don't care about you, man. All right? They don't care about you. They only care about themselves. All right?
It says, "For because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid."
It says, because of their pride, their houses shall be destroyed, all right, and men shall be afraid, man. All right. A lot of people with that, a lot of our people in this whole place is just being proudful, man. All right, this place ain't never gonna go down. Let's get this money. You know that the whole we in Pride Month, man. Right?
Yeah.
We in the Pride
Literally,
Month,
man.
all right? They name so it already gives you this idea of what being proud of who you are, man. All right. The Lord's not down with that. What you have it out.
That's right. It says, "A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword, and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation."
Yeah, man, they're gonna be spoiling their goods, and goods can go into food, it can go to medicine, it goes into many different resources. All right,
Your woman is
everything.
Your woman could be your goods, man.
Yeah,
that's your possession, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, you got it, bro.
All right. It says spoiling their goods, man. All right. So that's the things that they're gonna be going for, man, because it's gonna be a whole different bargaining system in that day, man.
Yeah, a whole different bargaining system. You're right, bro. Yeah. It's not gonna. It's gonna be like Jake. Jake literally professes to this wickedness in his music. Or we gonna go body for body, man. Yeah. Body for body. You know what I mean? How Jake said, "Oh, let's go body for body. You kill, I kill. This and that." That's how it's gonna be in that day, man. But you got it, brother. Take it.
Let's see.
man, it's literally going to be lawless. When you operate, let me get this real quick, guys. It's Revelation 13, and I'm going to start at 11. And I beheld another beast coming out of the earth, and he had two horns like a lamb, and he spake as a dragon. That's talking about America. All right? That whore that sitteth upon many waters, and those two horns is going into the Democrats and the Republicans, man. Left wing, right wing. All right? You got the same bird flying to the same destination, which is the Karagma, but you got those wings playing roles on each side, man. Monopolizing this place. Political theater. All of it, man. Propaganda. All right? It says, and he exercised all the power of the first beast before him going into that Roman Empire because America mirrored itself and modeled itself after that Roman Empire, man. The legislation, the Senate, all right? Having their hierarchy, all right? And being led by Edomites. But it says, and caused the earth and them which dwelled therein to worship the first beast whose deadly wound was healed during that Renaissance period, man. Like scripture say, they walked from the bushes and the breads. They were driven forth from amongst men, man. All right, and you came back during that Renaissance period with the Bourgeois family, all right, prepping up, all right, your leadership so you could fool the world and deceive the whole entire world about who you really are, man. Committed the greatest identity theft, man. All right, but wants to point the finger at every other nation and points the finger at himself as being the chosen nation of the Most High, but cannot display or exhibit one trait, man, of the chosen nation. But it says, and he doeth great wonders, so that he maketh fire come down from heaven on the earth in the sight of men. Hiroshima, Nagasaki, all right, displaying that nuclear power. That's why they had the earth in fear, because of that nuclear capability. But now, your fear has turned into mockery and laughter, man. But it says, and deceiving them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles which he had power to do in the sight of the beast, saying to them that dwell on the earth that they should make an image to the beast which had the wound by a sword and did live, man. America, that's the system, that's this image, man. That's what it wants you to cater to. But while you're catering to that image, you're living and you're surrounded by a fallen, collapsing society. You're not being given all the promises and all the lies that Esau is pushing out, man. All right, he's pushing out this false image, and he wants you to worship it and cater to it. He's pushing out philosophies and snares, and Jacob's running to it. But ultimately, the reality of it all is they're not receiving any benefits of what Esau is pushing out. Man. But the men of the Lord we're waxing more faithful. All right, we're growing faithful. So like you, we're getting stronger, man, in the faith. All right. The Lord willing, this message has been edifying. All right, we're going to face the east. Infinite honors and praises too. Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Arakakadash. Double honors to the Apostle Great Millstone, rule well and teach well, and worthy of the double honors. Peace and blessing to you, Aki, pushing out this truth across the four corners through these last seconds of time. Call me Yasha'Allah. Shalom. Until next time, Lord willing, this message was edifying. Shalom.